Das ist Michael Jackson und Pikachu vereint. Hello and welcome to the final match of the 2015 Arena Cup in the Masters Division. Today we have a fight between two players, one of them being Stefan Eriksson, who already had some good achievements at the regional championships from Denmark. And we have Piotr Orlianski, actually from Poland, a land that doesn't have organized play, but since Berlin is kind of close, if you're a Pokemon player, you can just come here and get some CP. It's really cool to see people from all around the world play the game. And at these tournaments, it's international. You get into conversation with everyone. It's very nice. So the matchup is Stefan, like we just saw in the semi-finalist, plays Crobat and Vespiquen. And Piotr, we featured him in the Swiss rounds, plays Manectric EX without the Mega Manectric, and Crobat. And also one Wobbuffet that is actually very cool.
Yeah.
It did a lot in our last featured match. So yeah, they're just setting up. The matchup will be very interesting. I would guess that Stefan is actually in the favor of winning because the Vespiquen can deal a lot of damage, and the bats can add up to this to knock out the Manectrics, and also he's able to one-hit knock out Crobat. Also with Yveltal and Master Band, he can deal 50 on the Zubats, which will be very cool. And
Yeah. I also wonder since Stefan is not playing any stadium cards and Piotr is playing One Dimension Valley. Both will kinda in rough situations profit a little bit and can attack for free with their Crobats.
yeah, but the problem is Stefan also can attack for free then.
Yeah, of course. That's why I mean Stefan profits from the stadium that he doesn't actually play himself.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's true. So Stefan is able to start the game, which is very important for both players because they too have very very setup-based deck. They both need to evolve their Pokemon, so they want to start the game to be the first to play down the basic Pokemon, and also be the first to evolve their Pokemon, which will result in being the first to attack.
Yeah.
So starting this matchup is very, very useful. As we see Stefan having two battle compressors, I guess. Very
Yeah.
good. Yeah, he sees that Jirachi isn't needed because his opponent most likely doesn't have any special energy cards, which he actually doesn't have.
Yeah.
And with battle compressor, it seems like he only discarded two Pokemon, being the Jirachi and Crobat.
A little difference for Stefan in that game compared to the last game. He has actually to care a little bit about the energy disruption from Piotr. He's playing one Xerosic. So he cannot just carelessly attack his double colors on his Spanish Pokemon.
Yeah, like it's a bit risky to attack them early. So Stefan goes for Yveltal and just passes his turn without playing a supporter card, which is not that good, I would say. So Piotr goes for Trainer's Mail, very interesting choice because most people with bats don't play these cards. They always have like, okay, I play a lot of supporter cards, Shamans and stuff, but nothing like Acrobike or Trainer's Mail.
Yeah.
But Piotr has 3 Trainer's Mail in his deck.
Yeah, and he also plays 4 Super Scoop Up.
Yeah, Super Scoop was such a crazy card. Healing damage,
Yep.
and getting the bats back to use the ability all over again. And the Trainer's Mail is just cool to grab your level balls very fast, and also your supporter cards, obviously. As we see him going for the Ultra Ball, discarding the Life Center he just got from the Trainer's Mail, but it's very easy for him to get it back with VS Seeker. Yeah, searching his deck.
Yeah, the first
Well,
time always takes a bit.
will he take him electric? I don't really think so. I just say he will try to get a lot of Zubats early. But Shaman is being his choice since most likely there is no supporter card in his hand, so he will need the setup ability to
Yeah.
draw some new cards.
So you think he will not attack with Manectric X if
Well, I
not
think he
needed?
will use it, but he doesn't want to set it up early because it's a basic Pokemon. You can always just play it down, attach energy card. But the Zubats are important to have early because you have to evolve them later.
Yeah, and you can even bounce them back, like we already mentioned
Mhm.
with the Scoop Ups.
Yeah, so he has Ultra Ball and Level Ball.
And he decides to play the Ultra Ball, Sycamore, and moves the Level Ball
He
in.
actually discards a Level Ball, which is kind of odd since he didn't play supporter. So he could, if he goes for the Sycamore now, it won't really matter if he discards the Level Ball or the other Sycamore in his hand.
Yeah.
But well, let's look at his hand cards again. It's always a bit risky to speculate on these kind of things. Yeah, he has the VS Seeker, Super Scoop Up. And he flips heads, taking the Shaman back, and yeah, now he can set up for even more if he really wants to. Or he can keep it in his hand and it's just like, oh yeah, got my Pokemon EX back.
Another Scoop Up.
Another Scoop Up heads, but interesting choice. He puts not the active Zubat back, but the benched one to attach his Master Band again. And I'm quite sure he didn't play the supporter card yet.
Yeah, I think so.
It's always hard to keep track of if your turn is like 3 minutes. Always hard to say, did he play supporter card yet or not? Yeah, but this is the job of the table judge to actually keep track of these kind of things.
And he didn't hit any trainer card now with Trainer's Mail?
Yeah, so he failed his Trainer's Mail, always a bit bad for you, but
I think there will be another one coming. He takes so a long time shuffling just for another Trainer's Mail now.
here we see Super Scoop Up, Super Rod, and what is the last card? An Escape Rope.
Escape Rope.
Escape Rope could be cool to get some damage on the Yveltal, or if he chooses Combi, which he most likely won't, you could knock it out. So
Yeah.
Stefan's only option
You
would
could
have
get
been to
just
get
Zubat
the Yveltal. But he tries his luck with Super Scoop Up to a third head in a row.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
So this way he can knock out the Zubat.
Yeah, he can knock out Zubat if he gets an energy card, but he still didn't play supporter card. He didn't, did he?
No, he didn't.
So he has VS Seeker in his hand. He has 4 Zubats. This is one of the best turn ones you can have with this deck.
Yeah, there's the Sycamore.
And if he grabs an energy card,
7 fresh cards.
here we see a Psychic Energy card, which is enough because Overrun only requires a colorless energy.
Yeah.
And now he has everything he wants. He also predicting that his opponent isn't playing any stadium cards, just playing down the Dimensional Valley. And, well, I don't remember the first turn, but it looked like Stefan's hand wasn't too good.
Yeah, I think he had that double battle compressor. That was pretty much...
Yeah, so unknown, farewell letter, and he scoops. Yeah, so it's 1-0 for Piotr with the craziest turn 1 I saw the whole day.
So much preparation just for the attack in the end, and opponent scoops in his second turn already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that says so much about that very first important turn that takes so long, but does so much of your setup and yeah. So that was 8 minutes. Quite
8 minutes, yeah, it's
long still
for two turns.
For only 2 turns.
8 minutes for 2 turns. Yeah, but to be fair, Piotr has 3 Super Scoop Up heads.
Yeah.
And with Shaman and Super Scoop Up, it's
But
such a
even
great
though
combo.
They didn't matter much, especially the reattachment of muscle band was just fine-tuning. It didn't matter in the damage calculation in the end.
It did, because the Zubats have 50 HP.
Yeah, okay. It did.
Yeah, the standard Zubat has 50 HP
Yeah.
and the expanded Zubat has 40 HP, but then they have free
Yeah.
retreat cost, which is
Okay.
would
just
be
thought
my
they also
choice.
have
Yes.
50, yeah.
But yeah, that was just so much that had to go right, but it did. It did happen, so
Yeah.
good call on Piotr's hand, but even though the last one would have been tails, it didn't matter. Like he still had a nice chance of winning. Just
So what was again your prediction? Who is in favor in that matchup?
Stefan, because he has a huge amount of damage output, but Piotr's list is just so straightforward to being fast, with the trainer's mails and level boards and all that stuff. But I would still say the matchup is a bit better for Stefan actually. But let's see, maybe Piotr gets a good start again.
At least Stefan's start looks a lot better now as
Yeah,
well.
at least he draw cards in the first turn, which didn't happen last time. So he also gets an energy of a few unknowns in the discard pile, which is always good to have. Yes, he just
So,
passes his turn after
yeah.
attaching an energy card to his
There's
combi.
no deck search in the first turn.
Yeah, and no supporter card.
Piotr actually removes 2 Golbat with his Ultra Ball.
Yeah, like he has the option, Stefan can shuffle his Pokemon back with Sacred Ash and Piotr can shuffle his Pokemon back with Super Rod.
Yeah.
Super Rod is cooler at the point that you can get energy cards back as well, and you don't have to choose 5 if you only want 3.
Yeah.
But Sacred Ash can get you more Pokemon back if you really need a lot of them. And of course, if you play Vespiquen, you can just Sacred Ash for unknowns as well. So if you draw into them again, you're just like, phew, away. So Piotr turn 1, Ultra Ball for Shaman again. This is, I think, the most common turn 1 players do, like Ultra Ball Shaman, setup, Ultra Ball Shaman. Yeah, again has 2 Super Scoop Ups on his hand.
Yeah.
It looks like. The stadium again, it is the third Super Scoop Up. For 1 tails. And heads. So, yeah, just like last game, he plays the stadium to because he knows about Vespiquen there is no space for stadium cards.
And they're set up for 3 cards.
And here we see the Super Rods,
Yeah.
which he might actually play now to get his Gorbals back. But it looks like he's thinking about to play the Ultra Ball first. Maybe for another Zubat, maybe for a Manectric to do the same as he just did in the first game.
Lysander he removed there?
Yes,
Yeah.
True Lysander.
So all of his Lysander he removed.
Yeah, but still he has the BS Seeker.
Yeah.
And now he plays Super Rod to get the Colbits back. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to have the full potential of Super Rod by shuffling 3 cards back, but you rather have the 2 Golbats than nothing at all.
Yeah.
And also he can try another Super Scoop Up, this time maybe retreating the Zubat again. And now he only needs Master Band and Energy Card to knock out the Zubat from Stefan. Here we see the 3rd Super Scoop Up of this game. Another heads actually, so Piotr's statistic of flipping heads is very good at the moment.
It looked like just Stefan already grabbed his Super to remove it, but
Yeah, he still needs the muscle band and energy card. We see the energy card, and he has a trainer's mail, which might be giving him the muscle band he's looking for.
Arena,
No
scroll
muscle band,
tool.
unfortunately, but well, at least something
Yeah,
better than failing your. And now he can't sky return,
Yep.
which it doesn't matter too much, but there are a lot of situations where you're just like, oh, I can also just sky return, and then you do sky return, knocking out zoomats or all kind of stuff. And he goes for the 40-20 damage with overrun. And, well, at least Stefan now has a turn to use. Let's see if he was able to find a supporter card now. Well, his hand looks very full, but also kinda like he doesn't have supporters. Maybe he actually have to attack with intelligence gathering.
no, at least you get the free retreat now with evolving. So a Golbat there.
Stefan is in a real tough position here.
Yeah.
He has the option to evolve into Golbat and then retreat, but if he does, next turn his opponent will just overrun and deal 20 by his Golbats again.
Yeah, and we are only in turn 2 again, and already talking about that Stefan is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Piotr's deck against setup. It's so much pressure for you because you shoot damage. Do you remember Landorus X? That was crazy, but Manectric is good as well.
Yeah.
Especially with Headringer and Assault Laser.
There's a Lysander on a Subat. So again, it seems like no draw supporter for
Yes.
Stefan.
And now Stefan is just taking easy prize cards. He doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to use Intelligence Gathering because that would kind of sacrifice his Vespi Queen, which he is going to need to knock out.
Yeah, and every
The,
card Stefan can draw now, even though it's a prize, maybe a supporter that helps him out of his situation.
Okay, evolve Golbat. Use Assault Laser. Profit. This is the plan Piotr might actually go for now. Like the dimensional values in play, so there isn't really something you want to use your energies to, rather than the Manectric. Yeah, so he deals 20 damage onto the Vespi Queen and attach an energy card to his Manectric EX. So
But the Assault Laser wouldn't be enough now to get.
yeah, only with a muscle band or another shoot. Yeah, he has a muscle band on his head, but I'm not quite sure if he actually wants to attach it. Maybe he wants to save it. You saw he dealt 20 on the Vespi Queen. This leaves him with 50 HP left. 50 HP. That's Crobat's attack with muscle band. So this was the reason why he put the 20 on the
if it's in
Vespi Queen rather than the Evital, but he still has 2 muscle bands if you attach it now to the Evital, and also he saw his opponent really struggles getting anything out.
To another sneaky bite.
Yeah, now if you evolve into Crobat, it's just 30 damage from the ability that can knock it out.
A prize by knocking out the Golbat. It's 70 on the Golbat HP.
He could have used both abilities on the Golbat, but I think in his case, the Vespi Queen is a bit more of a threat. And now see if Stefan was able to get another supporter card, which is very important at this point. He drew a card from top and he got a prize card, so he got +2 cards. Hopefully something useful, as he just deals more damage onto the Manectric EX.
So, but it seems like it's
And
only
another battle
3
compressor.
Pokemon in his discard pile yet.
The battle compressor has to be one of the cards he just got from top of the prize cards, because otherwise he would have played them earlier.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really look good for Stefan. 2 times, kinda bad start. Really struggling to set
Yeah.
up.
And in a complete different way, a bad start.
Yeah.
It's not like the same bad thing happened twice, it just happened
Yeah.
different bad things.
Oh, but he got teammates. Teammates, very good card. Now he can grab anything.
Double computer search for free.
Yeah, unfortunately it's a supporter spot, so he can't use Sycamore the same turn, but it's still very nice. You just get 2 cards you really need.
I think one of his cards he picked was another battle compressor. So do you think he's trying to aim on the knockout on the Manectric this turn?
I think he has to. If he doesn't knock it out, he just evolves into Crobat, knock out Vespiquen, and then what could he put active? Zubat? Or Zubat gets knocked out. Shaman? Shaman gets knocked out.
Yeah.
Crobat gets knocked out. The lightning weakness here actually matters a lot.
Yeah, and if he gets rid of Manectric, it looks not that dangerous for Stefan Ben on the board, since we know, I think it's already 2 or 3 scoop ups that got used by Piotr. So there will be not that much more damage coming from the bats.
Okay, he gets Floatstone to his Zubat just to get more cards in field to use setup for, and is he able to get another combi? Which is also kind of interesting now,
But he got
because
the Ultra Ball.
if he doesn't have a lot of combis, he would also struggle to attack in the future.
It looks like 9 Pokemon in his discard pile to me. Still a little bit missing.
Okay, Stefan is now thinking again what he should do. It's a very, very hard situation for him. Piotr set up so much pressure, like he got 3 bats on a bench, and since 2 of them are already the Golbat, he can deal so much damage. Like it's 80 damage if he evolves all of them, where he can just put it anywhere.
Oh, but there he got the knockout now. The 11 Pokemon discard pile. Golbat 20 damage, puts 50 in total on the Manectric, plus 120 from the Vespiquen.
Okay, so at least he is able to get rid of the Manectric. If the Manectric would have still been around, I didn't really see Stefan doing a lot.
Yeah, the comeback would be a lot harder with
Yes.
Manectric still on the field. And yeah, he gets 2 prizes for that. And even puts him in a prize lead.
People thinking, checking discard files. Yeah, the first game were very fast, so he has some time. It's very funny to see a Golbat with a Floatstone. Yeah, he had to attach it.
Yeah.
He had to attach it there just to get rid of hand cards, but.
And there's the new combi.
Yeah, the new combi, it's still not that safe for him to play the combi. 2 combis would have been great, but his bench unfortunately doesn't have so many free spots. Yeah, so now Piotr only needs, what do I say only need, but he needs 2 bats and getting rid of all the Vespiquen.
Jenna's my
Jenna's
the
mate.
bats, but he cannot pick them, but he can pick the level ball.
Oh, level ball. Yeah, he can get Golbat, I mean.
Golbat.
Dealing 20 on the benched combi, and then if he evolves into Crobat, most likely this game will kind of be over. Like Stefan, it will be very hard for Stefan to come back if the combi and Vespi Queen feint at the same turn.
Yeah.
And then, like, he could deal 30, 60 damage by evolving into his Crobat and attacking with his Crobat. But Crobat against Crobat, it's hard to win this if one of the guys has Manectrix in his decks as well. So we saw the level ball as
Yeah, and we should not forget that Piotr can use his attacks for free since there's the Dimension Valley.
yes.
Doesn't even need the energy.
Yeah, another trainer's mail. Now he has a choice between Musselband and Sycamore, but he decides to don't take any of these. Like, this was a bit questionable because, well, the Musselband
Yeah.
would have been cool, but he wants to save it for his Manectrix EX in the late game. He was able to take another prize card with just the Surprise Bite ability, and now he can knock out the combi, as we just mentioned, is the perfect play in this situation, because then Stefan only has his bats to attack with. And yeah, the reason why he didn't choose the Master Band earlier was because he had one in his hand, so he couldn't get rid of all of them.
And
So, if
he's
this
going
Scooper
for
Scoop is
Scooper.
heads, okay, it's not heads, unfortunately for Piotr, but to be fair, he had a lot of heads in the other games. If this would have been heads, he could just take the Crobat back, evolve the benched one, knocking out the combi without even attacking at all, and then 50 damage on the active Crobat from Stefan.
Are we still going to see that? Oh, he decides to surprise by it a Golbat.
Interesting decision here. In theory, he could have maxed out his output by just, surprised by the combi, 50 on the active one, so the active one has 90 damage. Another 50 would have been knocked out, but Piotr is, I think he's hoping that Stefan whiffs his Crobat, so he can get an easier knockout on the Golbat.
Yeah.
And Piotr still has his Wobbuffet. Not forgetting this guy, which can deal a lot of damage with only one Psychic Energy card.
Yeah, there he goes for another Manectric. Not sure if he puts it on the bench as well. Yeah, he does. And probably attach the energy as well.
Yes. And he actually goes for Overrun. This gives him more damage because of the weakness.
Yeah. And 20 to the bench.
Yeah, so the Overrun was perfect in this situation. Next turn, he can maybe have a Master Band, then Overrun, knocking out the Golbat. Stefan is in a big struggle now. It will be very, very hard for him to be able to win this game. Because
yeah, there won't be any threatening attacker this turn by Stefan since the combi fainted already last turn.
yes, very, very hard for
He
him.
relies so much on the stage 1 evolutions.
Yeah, I don't really see Stefan winning here. It's in one of these situations where like, how did it come so far?
Yeah, too bad. I actually wanted to see the third game, but
Yes.
well, we know how bad we are with our predictions, even though this looks very clearly at the moment.
Well, let's see what happens now. But the thing is, Piotr only needs a Crobat to knock out the other combi again, and it's still hard to knock out the Manectric. So
Yeah.
both players
And
checking.
with Crobat and the Muscle Band, he can even draw 2 prizes next turn. he would do, thanks to weakness, enough damage to the Crobat. And with surprise bite and 20 bench damage.
Yeah. If he gets Muscle Band and
Muscle
Crobat
Band
now,
and
yeah.
Crobat.
Then you could take 2 prize cards. So Piotr thinks about benching another Shaman.
First we see the energy attachment to get 1 more card from setup. Oh, where actually is the Crobat?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw the Crobat as well. Yeah, Crobat dealing 30 on the combi, and now it's kinda hard for Stefan to get even any knockout.
Whoops.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, this is the scoop. Yeah, Stefan also knew that his chances of winning would have been very low at this point. Like, yeah, he didn't have any bench Pokemon, and every time he puts down another combi, Piotr was just like, yeah, Crobat damage,
Yeah.
knockout.
There was not that much revenge action. in that
Yes.
game.
Yeah, Piotr was able to set up very fast, and because of this, he knocked out the combis very good.
Unfortunately, we only saw 2 games this time, but still very entertaining.
Yeah, very interesting. The deck Piotr used didn't really had a lot from the new set. Didn't really from the last few sets.
Yeah.
It's most built from
Yeah, with Giovanni was
Phantom
new,
Force cards.
but we actually didn't see him in action any time now. And yeah, the reprint of his Super Rod.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
but this deck has been around quite a few times now.
But it's so interesting to see that most of the decks rely on a big attack like B Revenge. I mean, it still needs a lot of setup, but hits for like 1 hit, 180. We saw it even today hitting for, no, it wasn't the Night March. It's also a really
but
big attack. Everyone's using big attacks, but that deck got only small attacks, but it's so many damage sources that come up in 1 turn from so many different Pokemon.
Yeah,
at
also
once with their
the
abilities.
reason why Piotr was able to take this tournament was because we have so many Vespi Queens and we have so many Night Marches.
Night March, yeah.
So you just need your 4 Super Scoop Ups, all the Crobats, just like,
Yeah.
oh, damage, prize card, attack, new prize cards. You deal so much damage, not to 1 Pokemon, but to a lot of Pokemon. So
Yeah.
that against low HP decks, you have that huge advantage.
Yeah, now after seeing Piotr's deck in action, it reminds me so much about Lando bats.
Yes.
It's pretty much the same, just replaced the Manectric.
With the Landorus,
other way
Manectric,
around.
Landorus with Manectric, but also Headringer and Assault Laser is a cool combo
Yes.
to also deal like
Yeah.
20 damage, and with Crobat Golbat you
have
can make
easy-
it 170
easy
or
time to
180
handle
very
the
easily.
low HP basics, like we
Yes.
just mentioned. But if you have to face a big X Pokemon, you can use the Headringer and Assault Laser
Yes.
combo. Plus, in addition, the ability damage from the bats. So, yeah, I think he doesn't have any problems dealing a lot of damage in 1 turn, though. And in the end, he took the win here in the Arena Cup in Berlin.
Yeah, congratulations for Piotr Orleansky for winning, also from Poland.
Yeah.
So it's always cool to see new countries joining us in competing. But also last year there was one guy from Poland second. So they are actually a very strong force.
Yeah.
They are
Good
they
to
also also at the European Championship there are always a few guys from Poland on the top. It's cool to see them. All right,
Yeah.
so that was the final of the Trading Card Game Masters
And
division.
if you are interested in the deck lists of the players, you can still check out our written coverage on our website,
Yes.
where you find all informations if you can't get enough here.
All right.